Hey everybody, it's Somnios Pretori Flux. Call me Flux for short, or whatever you want to call me. In the last episode, we explored the Spirit Temple and retrieved the Silver Gauntlets for Naburu, only to see her vanish into the sands in front of the temple, kidnapped by the two witches that live inside. In this episode, we have nothing more to do as a child. It's time to go back to the Temple of Time, travel to the future, and see what we can do now that we have our Silver Gauntlets. Now, before we actually go to the Spirit Temple as an adult, there actually is one thing I wanted to do very quickly now that we have the Silver Gauntlets, because there actually is one thing that we can do elsewhere in the world now that we have them that is not right in front of the Spirit Temple. There are also a couple things in front of the Spirit Temple. Basically, now that we have the Silver Gauntlets, we can basically do our final cleaning run of the Adult Link Hyrule, essentially. But unfortunately, there's not really a particularly great warp song to get to where we're going. So I'm going to just have to run there, essentially. So I will meet you where I'm actually trying to go. Also, check out these Silver Gauntlets now that we can wear them. That is pretty awesome. Anyway, I'll meet you at our destination. And here we are at Eds Fountain. Yeah, it always kind of bothers me a bit just how out of the way this place is in terms of the Adult Link Hyrule. Because it's not nearly so out of the way as Young Link, but you just don't have the ability to go anywhere in the same way, because pretty sure both shortcuts that lead to this area are inaccessible as an adult. Well, maybe the one in the Lost Woods isn't, but it's not really much of a shortcut. But anyway, get this guy out of the way. There's also the tree that was here as a kid is no longer here. That's kind of sad. But anyway, this is where we got Aurora's Wind, but there's just kind of this rock in the way. But if you kind of go over here, you can kind of, if you come over here at nighttime, specifically, you can kind of hear sounds of enemies. It's a little bit weird. This is one of the things that's sort of really out of the way and not easily known about in this game. But anyway, these rocks like this, now that you have the Silver Gauntlets, you can just pick them up and throw them. And beneath this one in particular, there's a hole. Link, just drop into the hole. And yeah, so it's like there's just this place under here that you wouldn't know about. There's invisible sculptulas, which I could use my Lens of Truth, but I just don't really feel like it, honestly. And once you get to here, you can climb up this ladder, essentially. Is it really a ladder? I mean, it's just kind of rungs on the wall, but I guess it counts as a ladder. And now you're here in this kind of cave. You're not even technically on the map. And there's a gold sculptula. Yeah, they hid this one golden sculptula obscenely well compared to most of the others in the game. Which is really weird because you only need that one if you're going for all 100. So it's just really weird and out of place and hard to get to and takes forever to get to. And, like, not even particularly well hinted at. I don't know. This place always just felt really weird to me, but I guess it's cool that it's here. But anyway, now that we've gotten that taken care of, If I can remember... If I can remember how to play the Requiem of Spirit... Jeez. Is it really that hard? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I'm just being an idiot. But before we go back into the Spirit Temple, there are actually a few other things we can do out here at the Desert Colossus. See, we did do some setup for that while we were here as a kid. And wouldn't you know it, it involves this beam that we planted. And it can take us to two different things that we actually want to do. First... Oh, that was the wrong place to jump off of it. Yeah. One of those kind of rock plateaus and such that you fly past on while flying on the plant is actually worth your time to stop at. So, if we can stop at the correct one this time and not jump off prematurely. No! No! Okay. And it's almost daytime. That Skulltula is going to go away. Yeah. That is... Yeah, this is really annoying, honestly. Especially that this takes you to two different things. And this one is so easy to just mess up. Time to make it nighttime again. Hey. And you actually cannot get to that with just the long shot. You actually have to ride the plant. And then the other reward is probably a bit more obvious, because you could probably see it at the end of the last episode. And it's also the type of reward that we usually get for riding these plants. But for this, we have to ride it a little bit longer. It also doesn't matter if this is at night or day, so it's a bit less annoying. But... Yep. And... our final piece of heart. With this, we just have one heart container left for beating the boss in the Spirit Temple. And then we have a full life meter. But... now it's time. Once again, we venture into the Spirit Temple and see what we can do now that brief detour is over. Also, these Cobra statues are actually really interesting. If you read them, if you want to proceed to the past, you should return here with the pure heart of a child. And then, if you want to travel to the future, you should return here with the power of silver from the past. So basically, that's just telling you, come here as a child, get the Silver Gauntlets, and then you can use that to actually enter the rest of the temple. So basically, the temple is kind of split into two halves, although not perfectly. It's really interesting. And... go away. Thank you. Now, if we push this block, which you actually can now that you have the Silver Gauntlets, it is... words. I'm having word problems again. As opposed to the kind of word problems you had in math class that everybody hated, even though they weren't actually typically any more difficult than regular math problems. It was just that it had an extra step of figuring out how to set up the standard math problem. I don't know. I mean, I can see why that would be annoying, especially sometimes they were really, like, ambiguously worded, and it was annoying. Okay. I love how, as an adult, they give me a Wolfos, but as a kid, they gave me a Stalfos, which was way harder to fight. Anyway, Triforce mark on the floor, so you know what that means? Play Zelda's Lullaby. Of course. Of course. Of course! I did the finger pose like freaking M. Bison. Oh, old YouTube memes. Sometimes I wish you were still relevant, sometimes I'm glad you're not. Got the compass. Anyway, this room exists purely for getting the compass, by the way. There's no other reason to come in here, but I want that chest out of the way just so I have everything in here. I'm not even gonna bother fighting that thing, because this door is open now. And now we have more silver rupees. You can... The camera effects in this room are weird, by the way, because it's like when you duck into one of these alcoves, the camera kind of shifts, and it's really cool. Played the Song of Time to make this block move, by the way. If that wasn't... That puzzle is kind of not often used in this game, but it's pretty simple, really. Got a gold Skulltula. How many is that? 99, so we only have one left, and it's in this temple. And I probably could have done this in a different order, because now this alcove is blocked by the Song of Time block. So, note to self. Get everything out of everything else before you play the Song of Time in this room, and it makes it a lot more efficient. Anyway. But now, watch out for the boulders. Come in here. And there is a chest, but be careful, like I was not, because legs will fall from the ceiling. Yeah. That is another thing that happens weirdly often in this part of the temple, is legs, which is just kind of annoying. But anyway, now that we have our key, open this door, and once again, be careful, because a leg is going to fall, and flying pots. Fortunately, if you know what you're doing, legs aren't that hard to fight. It's just... they can be really annoying if you aren't sure what you're doing. Anyway, fun fact. Walls like this, you can just hookshot to the top of and get up way quicker. And now we've got more light puzzles. Oh, and more invisible floor masters. Fortunately, it's not a wall master, but you have to kill all 3 bits of it. Sorry. Now, these mirrors you can rotate and cast light onto these sun panels. Now, these will make chests appear. And then this one will actually light up and the door will open. But there's one more over here. That, when you burn it, it makes a wall master come after you. It's kind of a trap, but a profitable one if you can actually predict the wall master. Anyway, then you want to push the mirror back to this position, so... fun. Yeah. Now these chests, this is what I was trying to talk about before, actually. I think. There's a recovery heart. And this one is... yes. This one is actually a trap chest. It appears as a chest on your map even, so it can fool you easily, but when you open it, it will freeze you, and you take some damage. It's really kind of annoying. But once you come on into this room, does this room look familiar at all? Yes. We're back in the central room from before. And note that there is a hookshot target up here, so that you can always come back up here once you come here as an adult. So you can now explore this room more completely. There's a locked door over here. There's a switch over there. There's a Triforce on the palm of that statue's hand. There's a lot to do in this room. So first, what you want to do is put on your... Okay, hover boots are not enough. Noted. However, there is something to do over here. You don't actually have to press this switch again, by the way. Just a note. Because unless you were going back into this room, which we've gotten everything from that half of the place. But now we can finally get this Gold Skulltula. That is Gold Skulltula number 100. We have all of them. We could return and get our reward from that guy, but I'm not going to leave the temple yet. Plus, it's not really worth our time right now, so... Anyway. No, what was I saying? Okay. What you actually need to do is get over here somehow. How in the heck? Lens of Truth? Is there something with the Lens of Truth I can do? I don't remember. Anyway. No. There's actually a reason to hit that switch, by the way, but what you actually should do probably first is jump down here, play Zelda's Lullaby. Just get things out of the way. That makes a chest drop onto her other hand. In which you can actually aim carefully. And yes, you can get here with just long-shotting over. And now, because everybody has to show this off when they play this temple, I thought there's like a very particular spot where you can do that. It's silly. Anyway. How the heck do I get over? How the heck do I get over to this switch? Oh. A chest just kind of appeared here. That chest wasn't here before. I guess it was whenever I played the song. It's just a blue rupee chest. It doesn't really give you anything particularly useful. But, interestingly, hit this switch, and this door opens. Now, this door is pretty much just a shortcut back to the entrance of the temple, but it can still be kind of helpful. So I'm gonna take care of it. Now, you come in here, push these blocks. I'm probably gonna speed this room up because it's just taking way forever. And this video is already going to be pretty long, as it is. It's just pushing a bunch of blocks that you can only push with the Silver Gauntlets so that they take forever. And once you get around to here, hit this switch, and there's an elevator that leads back into the entrance. And it will now just kind of run on a cycle, so you can just wait for it. Anyway, I think that's really the only reason you have to go in there. It's just kind of convenient if you have to get back to this area quickly. So, yeah. I think long shot, Lens of Truth, Kokiri boots probably will work. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'm saying anymore. It's kind of sad, actually. Probably could stop here and just leave the rest of this dungeon. Oh, look. More of these guys. You could also use the switches. Or you can just do this. Oh gosh. I almost fell in. Yeah. And then there is a BMOS, which, as always with these guys, throw bombs at it. Okay. Once you kill all the enemies, the door opens. It's really not that difficult. But what is difficult is this room. See, you have a switch here. It opens this door. Step off the switch, the door locks again. Now you think, just push one of these statues onto it. They're all Armos. They will all come alive when you touch them. So what you actually have to do, the game expects you to lure one onto the switch so that it presses the switch down and that you can get to the door in time to open it. It is really tricky. Also, 2 invisible chests. If you know where they are, you can literally just open them without having to use the Lens of Truth. Also, the fact that you have the compass makes it really easy to just see where they are, and there's only a couple places you can guess. There's no switches. They both just have recovery hearts, which you can probably guess is an interesting sign for what's in this room. Once you know it, another iron knuckle, just like on the other side of it. But you can deal with it much the same way. You can't really exploit the same trick that I didn't actually show off as Young Link with the Hylian shield. You can kind of duck underneath, like when it gets really close, but this is honestly just as easy. A lot less risky. The way they always shout when they attack with the axe is kind of amusing to me. And it's like they just like turn. And yes, I know everyone else hears something slightly different, but I wasn't quite that immature as a kid, honestly. Quite. Anyway. Yep. Bombs are pretty much these guys' biggest weakness. You can also run out of bombs pretty quickly, and if you fight them normally and take a lot of damage, you can lure him into the pillars or the throne, and he will actually destroy those pretty quickly. But yeah, just like on the other side of the temple, we can step outside. And this time we also get a big chest. What does this have for us? We already got the map, the compass, and the Silver Gauntlets, but this time we got the Mirror Shield. The shield's polished surface can reflect light or energy. Press R to use it. Now, you have absolutely no reason to ever equip any other shield after this point. Just saying. Because not only does this just better, look cooler, it also cannot be taken by like-likes. So if you're wearing the Kokiri's tunic and the Mirror Shield, you can't actually lose anything to like-likes anymore. Fun fact. But anyway, now that we've come over to the left hand of the statue and gotten the Mirror Shield, we only have a little bit further to go in the Spirit Temple. Next time, we'll finish the Spirit Temple. How does that sound? This has been Somnium Respiratory Flux. Respond, vibrate, feedback, resonate in the comments below. Tell me what you think. And I'll see you next time. May the good elephant guide your way.